as misleading. The minister's remarks come as the federal government continues to pursue a mix of welfare reforms, increased security spending, and renewed military operations aimed at improving the effectiveness of troops battling insecurity across the country. The Senate has rejected calls for a fresh investigation into the 1.3 billion naira budget allocation to the purported Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, since it would await the outcome of the ongoing ICPC investigation ordered by President Bola Tinubu. The issue was raised in plenary by Senator Kawu Sumaila, representing Kano South, who questioned how the agency, which the president says does not exist, secured a budget allocation in the 2026 Appropriation Act. It called for a Senate investigation into the approval process and ascertain whether any funds had been released.
My main concern is budget. Mr. President can constitute or can create an agency without the approval of the National Assembly. Constitutionally, he is empowered to do so. Therefore, I am not more concerned about that one. What we are concerned is who legalized the inclusion or who facilitated the inclusion of that agency in national budget, which is our constitutional responsibility.
As for the Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin said the presidency had already directed the ICPC to investigate the matter, adding that the Senate should have waited the outcome before taking further action.
I want to state a fact, maybe you are not aware. There was a pronouncement yesterday by the executive government, I think the president, and the matter has been referred to ICPC for investigation. I think we need to wait in order not to duplicate efforts. We wait and see what's going to happen. If had it been there wasn't an action taken yesterday, of course, we could go ahead. But since the matter has been referred to ICPC, let's wait and see the outcome.
Speaking with journalists after the plenary, Senator Sumala maintained that those responsible for inserting the purported agency into the budget must be identified. Said it would continue to push for accountability and dismiss suggestions that it would abandon the matter out of fear of suspension. The House of Representatives was thrown into rowdy session on Wednesday after lawmakers clashed over a motion seeking to summon President Bola Tinubu over the implementation of the 2025 budget. The disagreement erupted when a lawmaker, Benedict Etanebene, drew the attention of the lawmakers to a circular issued by the Accountant General of the Federation, Shamsildeen Ogunjimi, that instructed all ministries, departments and agencies to halt the processing of payments for constituency and zonal intervention projects. The lawmaker emphasized that the directive will significantly slow down the implementation of projects already captured in the 2025 budget. He urged the House to invite President Bola Tinubu to explain the slow pace of budget implementation and explanation.
I want to urge this House to agree that we summon Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria together with his financial team to please come to this House in line with the provision of the Constitution to brief Nigerians exactly what is happening, because the stories are not complimentary at all. We cannot explain to the constituents what is happening. Today we collect money, we will not be able to give a proper explanation for it. The budgets are not being implemented. Presently in Nigeria today we are implementing 24, 25 and 26 budgets running concurrently.
This request, however, sparked sharp reactions on the floor, with some lawmakers opposing the proposal to summon the president, while others supported the move, leading to a rowdy session.
This amendment.
I want to use this opportunity to invite the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to this very hallowed chamber to come and explain to the Nigerian people and also to the Parliament on how
what we are saying is not contained in the draft you gave me.
on how we can have the bomb run in order to ensure that the 2024, 2025, 2026 budget is implemented. I will fight.
Speaker cautioned lawmakers against deviating from officially submitted motions during debate, noting that this would amount to unparliamentary behavior.
You did not pray for Mr. President to come in the motion you gave me. What you sought for and the prayer you requested for is for an ad hoc committee to be set up. Mr. Mascot, everything in this life should have an honor.
Your Excellency,
what you did is completely unparliamentary because you went completely away from what we gave. Your motion is right here, and I want you to bring your own copy so that we can compare what you read and what you are giving me.
The representatives have summoned the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, and the Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, Taminu Yakubu, to explain how over 1.3 billion naira was allocated to the controversial Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, a body recently declared non-existent by the presidency. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Yusuf Gaddi during the plenary. They warned that the incident exposed serious weaknesses in our address appropriation process and public financial management.
Mr. Speaker, observe that reports indicate that a budgetary provision in excess of 1.3 billion attributable to the entity found its ways into the 2026 appropriation framework, raising fundamental question which falls squarely within the constitutional remit of this House.
The lawmakers also resolved to constitute an ad hoc committee to investigate how the budget provision for the agency found its way into the 2026 appropriation framework.
that an address that shows Federal Secretariat does not mean that that particular agency is legal. It means that we have to do our job as proposed by that motion. The need to investigate deeper about how they got to where they got to with regards to our budget, how they got to where they got to with regards to the engagement they have with various government officials. It is our duty, based on 88 and 89.
President Bola Tinubu has forwarded 2 executive bills to the House of Representatives for consideration. The first seeks to amend the National Senior Secondary Education Commission Act to strengthen the governance of public senior secondary education, while the second proposes a new Administration of Criminal Justice Act to speed up criminal trials, improve technology-driven justice, establish a sex offenders register and witness support fund, and enhance case management. The President urged lawmakers to expedite consideration of both bills. Tinubu also withheld assent to the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management Amendment Bill 2026, citing undue obligations on private organizations and the Raw Materials Research and Development Council Amendment Bill 2026 over structural and drafting defects.
That a beautiful letterhead that has presidency is no longer a confirmation that an agency is legal.
The general objective of the bill is to repeal the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 and enact the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2026 to provide for the administration of criminal justice in the courts of Federal Capital Territory and other federal courts in Nigeria, and establishment of Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Council for effective and efficient administration of criminal justice in Nigeria.
The Plateau State House of Assembly has passed for second reading a bill seeking to provide pensions and retirement benefits for former speakers, deputy speakers, principal officers, and members of the Assembly. The proposed legislation, sponsored by the member representing Rukuba Irigwe constituency, Eli Ankala, also seeks to establish the Plateau State House of Assembly Pension Board to administer pensions and retirement benefits for former lawmakers. The bill scaled the second reading during Tuesday's plenary, presided over by the Speaker, Daniel Nalong. The House also passed for second reading another bill seeking to establish the Plateau State House of Assembly Service Pension Board and provide for related matters. Meanwhile, the Plateau State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has condemned the proposed legislation, describing it as self-serving, insensitive, and contrary to the public interest. In a statement issued on Wednesday by the party's State Publicity Secretary, Choji Felix Daliop, the PDP said the move was ill-timed in view of the security and economic challenges confronting the state. The party described the bill as reckless, insensitive, and a gross abuse of public trust, alleging that it was designed to create lifetime benefits for lawmakers at the expense of the people. The PDP called on members of the Assembly to withdraw the bill and urged civil society organizations, labor unions, and other advocacy groups to mobilize citizens against what it described as legislative overreach. It also appealed to residents of the state to engage their elected representatives and demand that they vote against the bill, insisting that public funds should be channeled towards addressing insecurity, infrastructure, healthcare, education, and other critical sectors. Suspected Boko Haram terrorists have burnt down a police outpost, a primary health care center, and 2 classrooms in Logomani community, Ngala local government area of Borno State. The terrorists attacked the community late on Tuesday night, shortly after launching an assault on a forward operating base in Logomani, where 1 soldier was killed. Terrorists reportedly dispersed residents through sporadic gunfire before setting the facilities ablaze. The acting military information officer, headquarters, Joint Task Force Northeast Operation, Hadinkai, Captain Mohammed Goni, confirmed the attack in a statement on Thursday, saying 2 gun trucks and some combat enablers were damaged during the engagement. According to him, the attack was contained by troops of Operation Hadinkai deployed at a forward operating base in Lokobani under Section 1. Meanwhile, the executive chairman of Ngala Local Government Council, Mala Tijani Ngala, on Wednesday conducted an on-the-spot assessment of Logomani following nation. He also called for calm and urged residents to cooperate with security agencies. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, stated that a standard 100 naira note is still a legal tender and must be accepted for all transactions. The Apex Bank, in a statement by its Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Hakama Sidi Ali, on Wednesday, said a clarification became necessary following reports that some members of the public were rejecting the note. Sidi Ali explained that much of the anxiety stemmed from the introduction of a commemorative 100 naira note, which was launched over a decade ago to celebrate Nigeria's centennial. According to the Apex Bank, the commemorative design was never intended to push the original note out of circulation. Moving beyond mere clarification, financial regulator issued a stern warning to anyone found breaking currency laws. The bank notes that rejecting any duly issued national currency constitutes a clear violation of federal legislation. The CBN reassured the public of its commitment to ensure a steady supply of cash, urging citizens to confidently use all legally issued notes in their daily commerce. The United States Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has published the names and photographs of 124 Nigerians, it says, among foreign nationals facing deportation over criminal convictions. The disclosure was made on the DHS website on Wednesday as part of what the agency described as its updated worst of the worst criminal register. Although the names and photographs have been released, U.S. authorities did not indicate when the affected Nigerians will be deported. U.S. immigration authorities said the move forms part of ongoing immigration enforcement efforts, noting that those listed have been convicted of serious crimes. However, the agency did not provide details of offenses committed by each individual or a timeline for their removal. The latest action forms part of immigration enforcement measures provided by the administration of President Donald Trump for its return to office on January 20, 2025. Still to come, EU lawmakers back reinstating interim rules to allow big tech to tackle child pornography. And Nigerian stallions learn opponents as Rugby Africa reschedules Mauritius 7S. Stay with us.
Jacinda, are you ready to take the next big step towards your dream career?
Definitely. I really want to study software engineering or maybe cybersecurity. But we are paying.
Is that what you're worried? Then listen up. At Queensland University ENUGU, they are now accepting application. In fact, admission is ongoing now. So you have to hurry now. Application. In fact, admission is ongoing now. So you have to hurry now before it's too late.
Queensland, for you?
Yes. Whether you want to become a software engineer, cybersecurity expert, nurse like me, lawyer, then your journey starts here.
Finny, if I may ask, what is so special about this school?
Their modern facilities are top-notch. She will talk about their environment, the very serene environment, and their lecturers are experienced lecturers. And let me shock you, in here, you don't just own a degree, you own a skill and confidence to stand out.
Your right rate, our official is calling.
Oh yes, now you can call the number on your screen 080 68 52 81 66 or
80 53 57 90 26.
Queensland University ENUGU, your future is here.
EU lawmakers backed a proposal on Thursday to reinstate temporary rules to allow Google, Meta platforms and other online platforms to detect and remove online child sexual abuse materials. However, they also voted to exempt end-to-end encrypted communications such as WhatsApp, Telegram and Signal, underscoring concerns about mass scanning that could lead to privacy breaches. Lawmakers and countries on both sides of the divide failed to agree on permanent rules last month following a dispute on the scope of detection. Temporary rules in place from 2021 to April this year exempted online platforms from strict online privacy rules and had aimed to give EU countries and lawmakers time to agree on a permanent solution to tackle online child pornography. The European Commission had proposed a draft rule on child sexual abuse material in 2022, but progress to agree the law has been slow as both sides have criticized it. Big Tech has lobbied against any requirement for messaging services, app stores and internet access providers to report and remove known and new images and videos, as well as cases of grooming. The US and Iran have traded strikes for a second night, as observers report a dramatic drop in the number of ships traveling through the Straits of Hormuz since hostilities resumed. The second wave of overnight strikes was launched after US President Donald Trump said an interim agreement to try to end the war was over. Trump said the strikes were in retribution for Tuesday's assault by Iran on 3 cargo ships transiting the Straits. The US military says it struck more than 90 military targets, some near the Straits of Hormuz, when authorities say 14 people have been killed in the past 2 days. Iran reported explosions in several coastal areas, said it targeted US assets in Kuwait, Bahrain and Qatar in response. Phil Belcher, Marine Director at Intertanko, an international organization for independent tanker owners, said the number of ships traveling through the straits via the southern route was now in single figures. South Korea's highest court on Thursday upheld ex-President Yoon secures 7 years prison sentence over crimes tied to his botched 2024 martial law declaration and its chaotic aftermath. The case covered accusations that Yoon had obstructed cabinet deliberations and used forged signatures of the Prime Minister in the lead-up to the 2024 declaration, as well as using presidential security agents to block his own arrest after lawmakers had nullified it. The disgraced former president is already in detention while he appeals a separate life sentence for leading an insurrection with his martial law declaration, which he insists was motivated by the public interest. All appeals are dismissed, a Supreme Court judge said in a televised ruling, adding that the lower court's judgment contained no errors. Yoon's legal team expressed deep regret, accusing the Supreme Court of concluding the case without sufficient deliberation. The ex-president lawyers plan to challenge the ruling on constitutional grounds and said they would raise a complaint. Sports now. Nigerian Stallions have discovered their group stage opponents following Rugby Africa's confirmation of new dates for the postponed Mauritius Sevens tournament. A continental rugby governing body announced that the Rugby Africa Sevens competition will now take place on October 3 and 4 in Mauritius after its original schedule in June was postponed. Postponement came following medical recommendations due to the outbreak of Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda. Nigeria has been drawn in Pool A, where the Stallions will face African heavyweights South Africa, host Mauritius and Zambia in what promises to be a competitive group. Nigeria's under-18 Tigers delivered a commanding performance on the road, thrashing Burkina Faso 98-54 in a one-sided affair that showcased their depth and dominance at the FIBA Under-18 African Championship qualifiers. The Nigerian youngsters controlled the game from the tip-off to the final buzzer, building a substantial lead and never looking back. Final score reflected a complete team effort, with Nigeria's balanced attack and stout defense overwhelming their host in their own backyard. The Tigers' ability to share the ball and execute on both ends of the floor was evident as they outscored Burkina Faso by a wide margin in multiple quarters. The decisive victory boosts Nigeria's momentum in the competition and highlights the strength of that under-18 program. The Tigers will look to carry this winning form into their upcoming matches as a push for continental honors. And that's the wrap on Global News. I am Barikumo Ado. Thank you very much for watching.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem.
There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV.
Oh, I'm not going to say I came from the trenches, blah, blah, blah. Nah. But Lagos put me in the trenches. For real.
You see a young man, you think, fine guy, talented, doing well, his life must have been easy. And that That's what I thought about this guest, SODK.
Every day or every other day, I was getting like somebody sending me like nude pictures, women. And it was what's going on in my DM.
Leaving Benin to come to Lagos with no plan and nobody except I'm gonna blow.
Coming to Lagos without any plan whatsoever is a bad idea.
And that foolish decision led him to living in an uncompleted building.
Now here we go, D. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, say you don't put bed for inside the house.
I love it. What is a house if not bed and toilet?
Say we go just the manager now.
He came to Lagos and felt lost.
Lagos. When you see the doings, my brother.
By year 7, he had decided it was enough.
I literally was on the precipice. So like, you've tried. Because I gave you what I had to offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when he showed up as Chioma Goodhair's boyfriend interest in Real Housewives of Lagos.
All my friends from back home, from wherever, people are calling me. I'm like, I just see you with Chioma, oh guy. What you do for them?
Say she go hit you up. Exclusively with Chude.
Come for me.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Okay, let's start from here. 2022.
Okay.
You were announced one of the highest grossing actors. Could anybody talk to you after that moment?
Listen, people could talk to me because the highest grossing bit it didn't amount to money in my pockets, really. It didn't amount to money in my pocket, so you could talk to me, but it's just nice to see it up in lights that, oh, you were one of the highest grossing actors. I think I was number 2. It's, I know people, I don't live for validation, but it's nice to see every once in a while. You know what I mean? It just means that the hard work that you put in and being cast in those sort of big movies just makes you think that you're doing something right.
And it's always looked to me like you've had a charmed rise.
Really?
Yes, that's how it looked to me.
That's actually quite interesting because I get it. I personally do not look like my struggles. Facts. It's not anybody, even when I wasn't making any money, people would see me and think, like people back home, people on ground, because I mean, I'm not going to be out when I'm not I don't like putting all my things
in the public space.
So even when I wasn't like doing well in Nollywood, people might think that I was doing well because in the first year, because I started acting, my first gig was in 2015.
Yeah.
Right.
This is 10 years of
this is 10 years. So I'm going into my 11th currently.
Yes. That's why I wanted to talk to you.
Yes. So this is 10 years and I only started making sustainable money. Also working, I was a presenter.
Yes, at Spice TV.
For Spice TV for 7 years. Which I was
doing both.
Yeah, doing both because I wasn't able to stand on my own. So, you know, the first few years, and you know that Nollywood is something that you have to give attention to. But it's hard to give something attention when you are not making money to live on from Nollywood. So it was a thing where, you know, I would act, but after maybe you tell me that, oh, okay, this is giving you mileage or you're giving my 5,000 naira that wasn't able to do anything, I'll just maybe go and face my real job for a stretch of time. And then when I have like a bit of time again, what's happening here? Is anything 21? Not happening. You know when you give your time, because I had thought that, okay, I'll come to Lagos. I'll give this entertainment space, I'll give it 3 years, you know, because, you know, when you're young, thinking that you can come in, I'm going to crack this industry very quickly, you know what I mean? So I kind of said, I'm going to give you 3 years. 3 years came and went, like, oh, struggle. Okay, let's give it another extra 1, extra 2, extra 3. So when I got to year 7, I thought to myself that, I was literally on thinking, I think I was even prepping up until I got a call. And I think that call was even when I got the call, it was for Smart Money Woman.
Okay.
That's the thing that really like tipped some things in my favor, right? When I got the call and I went for the read, like thinking too much about it, I just thought, okay, let's just go for it. You know what I mean? Because prior to that, I'd been doing like sub lead. I did some lead roles in some things as well. But when I got Smart Money Woman and I did the project with Osas, you know, it came from the book and everything. When I did it, I shot it, and at the time, that was the highest money I'd been paid. So you have to imagine that at this point, I was at a point where, okay, I'm thinking, okay, you know what, let me just look forward to doing. And then somebody calls me and then offers me like, maybe in retrospect, it wasn't like a lot, but for me at the time, it was like that. But I did the project.
Because there were things pending.
Yeah. Of course. Listen, I'm not even shy. It was a crazy time. But nobody would know because I'm not that kind of person. So when that money came and the project came out, you know, it first went, I don't know if you know, but it first went on DSTV.
Yes. Well, I didn't know that. It first went on DSTV.
Yeah, it did a DSTV run.
Oh, right.
And the DSTV run, it was nice. But people will now look, oh, okay. You know, prior to that, I'd done some DSTV shows ago. I'd done like Forbidden, I'd done like some other things in the end. So people look
you were in Tinsel too, weren't you?
Yes, I was in Tinsel. I was in, what's the name of the other one? Tinsel Forbidden.
Jimmy.
Not Jimmy. Okay, Riona was after.
Yes,
it was after. Riona was after. So when I was shooting, what's it called, Smart Money Woman, I also like my mental space, because I told you I got into a place where it was like a lot of things were not going right for me. So I was thinking, you know what, let's just call it quits. So I didn't think I did anything. When that came out on Netflix, that was like a changing moment for me.
What exactly changed?
It just changed the calls, the conversations, you know.
And the number of conversations.
Yeah, and the number of conversations. It changed most things, because I mean, I was male lead on a Netflix show, and you know, at the time Netflix was new, and I was one of the first shows one of the first series that went on Netflix, and I was lead, male lead. You know Andre Vibes?
Yes, sure.
Yes, he produced for ISTAR and
sure,
the rest of them. We used to live close to each other, back the future or whatever. In my head, it was going to be in this order: music, movies, and presenting.
So how did the plan change?
When I moved to Lagos, I thought, okay, pursue everything simultaneously.
Right.
And that's how I was just started, because when I was after law school, I had a gig when I was working in a radio station in Abuja.
Okay.
Because that's also one of the things that I did, because it was I just wanted to be in the entertainment space in one way, shape, or form. So I was always trying to do things. So I did like a 4-month stints in a radio. So when I came here, I started applying for presenting gigs, because you know, that was the thing that would actually hold you down in terms of income.
Right.
Because it was a steady job regardless. It wasn't like maybe acting that was going to be like, before you break in and you know, it's not a salary.
Yeah, and it's not even at you. You have to wait to be called.
Exactly. The first thing that clicked for me was that I got, shout out to Uncle Tajuddin Adikbetu.
Right,
That is the first person that saw me and gave me an opportunity to be a presenter. He was very kind to me. So that happened when, again, I've been in Lagos for a bit. I was looking for opportunities to just do something. And I heard that, Sound City, you know, I was watching Adams.
Right, VJ Adams.
Moet, you know, what was happening. So I went, my uncle had his friend who was going there. And I just tagged along. And she's like, go into the building and see what happens. And so I went into the building, I went to the receptionist, I'm like, can I see the manager of this place?
That's what you did?
Yeah. I mean, what did I have to lose now? I'm just a boy from Benin. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any sort of leg or connection. I was just going. I legit made a list of places to go, and I was knocking them off one by one.
I love that.
Yeah. And I was knocking them off one by one. So I went into Sound City office, and I went there, like, excuse me, can I see? And she's like, do you have an appointment? I'm like, no. And she's like, I'm sorry if you don't have an appointment. And all of a sudden, I see this man walking in. Right. I don't know who he is, but he just has an air of authority. He looks like
the manager.
He looks like somebody. Yes. You know what I mean? And I look at him, and I look at the reception who is still trying. But when he comes, he's like, "Oh, good day, sir." And I greet him like, "Good afternoon, sir." I'm like, "Sir, please, can I talk to you?" And he's, what do you want? I have potential, and that he would, I should start TV. So that's how my entertainment career started. That is for so that's what took off first. That's what happened for me first. Again, remember I said I was going to be like, I'm going to rap, act, and do.
Yes, and so that now started.
Yes, just flipped it to the other side. So the presenting went off first. So I was presenting, and during this time, I started going for auditions. That was a bit harder, auditions. So I wasn't getting any callbacks. And at the time, I might have been terrible at auditions because, again, like I'm not very outgoing. So during auditions, I would sweat, I would shake, I would maybe not be able to. So I wasn't getting any sort of like decent gigs or callbacks. Then for music, when I came to Lagos as well, I had dropped, the year was 2015. At this, I'd gotten my job at Spice TV, and I had gotten my first gig that never came out. But the next year was 2016, so me and my producer, whom I met in law school, K-Fresh, Kayode, he produced a full-length project for me.
Okay.
I think 14 tracks or so.
Okay.
But then you realize that this music...
it requires capital.
Intensive. Even at the time. In not just capital. Intensive capital. And again, like I said, what did I have? I was still... My father was still sending me money to help my life because Lagos was showing me shaggy. I was living in Ogun State at the time, as a matter of fact, not Lagos. Lagos was showing me proper shaggy. So what did I know what to do? But showing me proper shaggy. So what did I know what to do? But
when people say this shaggy thing in Lagos, break it down. What does shaggy mean?
Okay, shaggy for me personally is I am a first generation entertainer in my family. My parents are in academia.
Right, yes.
My parents are in academia.
Yes. And I said your dad didn't really support you.
Exactly. At first.
Yeah.
At first, you know what I mean? At first, my father is cool now. He's the greatest. But at first, he didn't understand it. And that was my fault because I never really expressed to him what I didn't. So when I just got up in Benin one day, I just said, I'm going to Lagos. I said, for what? He said, and I said, oh, don't worry, I'm just to visit. I'll be back.
But you knew you were not going to be back.
Oh, no, for sure. But just to be, because he had even wanted me to maybe further my education or whatever, and I said, no. Let me
just visit and
let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on in Lagos. So I go to Lagos, and this is me going to Lagos. It was really impromptu. I wake up a day before, and I'm thinking, it's either because I did my law school and my service and did some practice in Abuja.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, and I just experienced the Abuja entertainment scenario. This was how many years ago? I don't know when this was, maybe, I don't know. But Abuja wasn't like a hub.
Yeah, I get you.
I just felt like I needed, it's a bad idea, it's a terrible idea.
So you had no plan when you were coming to Lagos?
I didn't have a plan. I didn't have...
But at least you had where you were going to stay.
We're going to get there.
Okay.
So the plan is that, again, like I told you what I wanted to be. The plan is that I know what I want to be.
Yes.
I had no idea how to achieve those individual goals.
Okay.
I just knew that I hear that Lagos is the place to be if you want to be this certain kind of person. And so I carried my things. They gave me money for transport. I went. Shout out to my dad because I might have taken like a few notes out of his wallet too. That's my guy. I love him so much because he never knew how much those notes helped me in those times. So what had happened, I don't think I've ever told this story before on air. So what had happened is that when I came to Lagos, I have some cousins scattered around Lagos. But, when you're trying to be independent, and, you don't want to just go and intrude on people's lives. So my cousin, Ose, that's my brother, shout out Ose. I'm always giving out like mini shout outs in. So he don't, meaning that he didn't have like nets. He didn't have, it wasn't painted, it was just a house. That
it's not just a Korodu
Moe exactly, houses. It was in Moe. It was in Moe.
Right. Okay, so I saw in this headline about uncompleted video. I thought it was a metaphor.
So no, I'm not even kidding. No, it was like it's real stories. Like, I've never spoken about it at length. Maybe I might have mentioned it, but So when I was coming, I called my cousin.
Okay.
Alpha, where you did?
Right.
And my cousin at this time said, "Oh, I did Ogun State too. We did Moe. How far you go?" And he gives me the coordinates and so I arrive at the place and I look.
Where is the house?
Now here we go, D. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. Say you don't put bed for inside the house.
I love it. What is a house if not bed and toilet?
Say we just the manager now. There was no fridge. No, we just had a bed. And when it was night, we had these net things,
pull it on
because there were no nets in the windows.
Yes, I know
it had doors,
but
it was just a carcass of a house, and that's where we stayed.
Wow.
And because that's where we stayed for almost a year. My cousin then got a job.
Okay.
I swear to God. There was the light didn't have, the house didn't have
electricity
connected.
Yes. I mean, we don't have nets. The electricity we're talking about. Talk less of transformer.
So we had a gen.
Right.
And because every morning I would bus
go
to
out.
Lagos.
So someone just thought they should help you keep it.
So real tea. So one day because again, like when I say this in Shige, it's not like where I'm coming from. Again, it's not like, oh, I'm not going to say I came from the trenches, blah blah blah. Nah, but Lagos put me in the trenches. For real,
right.
for real.
Right.
You know, so how I moved out of that house was when my father, one day I think my father just thought to himself that because we had not been maybe seen eye to eye, so to speak. It's not like we were, but he wasn't very happy with me.
Your choice.
And understandable to Lagos. Because my father is a very present father. He wants to know what was happening. Mom, he just came to Lagos to see his son. And
you were staying down completed building with that generator now?
I was.
Right.
So, and he went to my cousin's house.
Yes.
And I went to meet him there. As a different cousin this time. And we went back to the house. And he just looked and I was like, oh, so this is where you're staying?
Right.
I was like, yes, sir. And my father just picked up the phone and made a call to one of his cousins. Like his cousin, that's my uncle, one of my uncles that, at the time, I didn't have access to. He just called and was like, okay, and sure you live for Ireland now. Where they live? I bet my boyfriend can stay with you. Wow. And that was how the next day I packed up things
and I moved to the island.
It was that simple.
Yeah.
It was that simple. So I mean, I guess maybe the suffering was self-inflicted. Maybe.
Speaking about being a fixture of the culture, then we woke up one morning and then you were on Real Housewives as Chioma Goodhair's boyfriend. So we are not sure.
Oh my!
I know that I was arguing because me, I'm very naive. So I'm like, it says no, it must be they just do this in a reality show.
Yeah,
it happens in my apartment. Yeah. Was that a real moment or a TV moment?
I mean, we were talking.
Right.
It was a mix of both.
Ah, right.
Well, we were talking. Chioma, we went to law school together for real.
Why do you know that?
Yeah.
Which law school did you go to?
Abuja,
because she went to Abuja Law School.
Yeah, we were in the same set.
Right. So you knew each other. So you're not like a stranger that was playing a role.
Yeah. We're in the same set.
Ah, right.
There was a time where the point where I had brought our yearbook and she was like, oh.
Yes, I saw that. Oh, right. So that was what was happening. So it was a mix of both.
Yeah.
How did you talking? Where did you talking?
He didn't lead anywhere. But Chioma is fantastical, by the way.
Right, yes,
just as a person, a lot of people might, maybe but Chioma is a good person.
But she's a good person.
She's also just very calm and chill. Chioma is actually not what people think she is.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what do they think she is? Because
a lot of people think, I don't know.
She's uppity.
Again, when people saw me on that moments where in my life, I'm like, can you people just leave me? Right. Can you people leave me alone?
Right. What were you doing?
A lot of my friends were like, what you to do with Chioma? People that, again, like I said, my life is very private. So that was a moment where people are like,
yes.
What's happening? Like all my friends from back home, from wherever, people are calling me. I'm like, I just see you with Chioma, guy. What you to do for them?
Say she go hit you up.
That was the general consensus. It's like, bruh, you sure what you to do so? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are just calling me, and I'm thinking, like, what do you guys think this babe is?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Up
until that moment. It's like, guy, you won't die. What's in the fight for that? I'm like,
Lagos people.
Really?
Nigeria people.
Well, again, like, she's, at least to me,
that's
my experience with her. She's sweet, and she's a very nice person. Yeah.
Where do you want to go with all this? That's be my last question. You've become a part of the culture, one of the people think of as leading guys. You are central. where do you want to go with all this?
As far as I can. I think even though my general life, my personality is not maybe entertainment-esque, I feel like I was made to do this and for this. And not just being in front of the camera. Again, I don't know, I recently started producing last year.
I didn't know that.
I've produced 6 films, all on YouTube for now.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
Yeah, all on YouTube for now. I have been taking directing classes.
Okay.
I've done some directorial work.
Amazing.
But I want to do like a full-blown directorial debut for myself soon on my channel. I have an SODK TV YouTube platform. Yeah. We're growing channel. Good movies only. Guys, check it out. And I want to go as far as
this will take you.
Yeah, as far as life will let me.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as possible.
I think life has not just let you, but it's going to take you into places that you don't even know exist.
Amen. I claim
and I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
Thank you.
Tired of the snow? Tired of the bad TV signals? Nigeria has gone digital. Introducing Free TV, the national platform for every Nigerian. Get 100 plus channels immediately. Sports, news, and entertainment in your native language. All with clear picture quality. Whether you're in the city or the village, our satellite signal reaches every corner of 36 states from day one. No monthly subscription, just a compatible decoder and you are set. It's a national asset built for you. Take the show on the road, download the Free TV app and stream your favorite channels anywhere. Starting this May, scan to download the app or call 0700 388 7277. Free TV, digital TV for free. Brought to you by NBC.
Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to another edition of E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. And of course, this is the Art Pop Culture program where we tend to give you interesting stories, dramas that have been making rounds in the entertainment industry, and also on social media. I'm your baby girl, Queenette Mokonta. We'll be doing this 1 hour together. So first story on our list is fast rising Afrobeat star Niles Boy intends to feature Davido on his song. And for this, he has crafted what might be the most interesting campaign yet in Nigerian music. Niles Boy intends to visit all Nigerian 36 states, and for this, he has one message, which is to kneel and ask Davido for a verse. He revealed this intention in a post on his Instagram account where he was pictured holding a placard in front of the Osun State Government Secretariat, which kicked off the campaign. In the caption, Niles Boy explained that he started mimicking Davido in 2019 to get his attention for his music. Now he hopes to get a verse for the Afrobeats icon. Davido has reacted to the post with "set up" and a laughing emoji after thousands of fans tagged the 5-time Grammy nominee to Niles Boy's request. The campaign has now entered the intention of visiting all 36 states. At any rate, a Davido verse would be a major one for Niles Boy, who has become one of Afrobeat's fastest rising stars since signing to Eminent Music. The singer has churned out the hit single Umbrella featuring Wandiko, Small Money, and Could This Be Love featuring Chike. His debut project In It featured guest verse from Tubaba, Fields, Chike, and Fowls, in which captured his rise and acceptance to reputable colleagues. As dramatic as this seem or look, I mean, he has a target and he wants to meet it. He has a goal, and he wants to meet it, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way he's portraying it. I'm actually curious to know if he will visit the 36 states in Nigeria to achieve his aim, because I mean, you really want to visit the 36 states in Nigeria to campaign for Davido to give you a verse in one of his music. It's not a bad idea. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but how do you intend to achieve that? And reacting to that, Davido said set up in the sense that he cannot do all these things and you don't give him a verse.